Good morning. My name is Stephanie Robinson. I am a project coordinator for CareerSource Brevard for the Florida Atlantic Workforce Alliance. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I would like to let you know that this meeting is being recorded. During this meeting, please keep your microphones and cameras turned off. The chat will be muted and open for comments and questions during allotted Q&A sessions. Throughout the meeting, there will be several polling questions using Polly. This is to help identify and prioritize important issues and keep the presentations flowing. You will see these questions in one of two ways. The poll will either pop up in the center of your screen, or if you have a two-factor authentication set up and are unable to see it on your screen, you will be able to see and respond to the poll in the chat. There is no need to sign in. The first question will appear on your screen now. Now I would like to introduce Marci Murphy, the CEO of Career.
Thank you, Stephanie. Welcome, everyone. This meeting is hosted by 3 workforce regions, CareerSource Brevard, CareerSource Flagler Volusia, and CareerSource Research Coast. All 3 workforce regions make up 6 counties: Flagler, Volusia, Brevard, Indian River, Martin, and St. Lucie counties. You'll have the opportunity to hear from my colleagues later in the agenda. We received a grant from Governor DeSantis through CareerSource Florida to fortify the workforce talent in aerospace, aviation, advanced manufacturing, cybersecurity, and IT. The governor awarded $30 million to 3 state colleges: Daytona State College, Eastern Florida State College, and Indian River State College, and the 3 workforce boards I just mentioned. Next slide. So we'd like to thank Governor DeSantis, the Governor's Reach Office, which stands for Reimagining Education and Career Help, CareerSource Florida, and the Department of Economic Opportunity, who all work together to make this possible. We have in the room employers, educational providers, economic development organizations, and many other important stakeholders. So welcome again. Some of you might have attended similar types of meetings in your areas, but let me tell you why this is different. 2 reasons. The first reason is that it's through the lens of regionalism. When we talk to our workforce colleagues around the state of Florida and they talk to employers in these industries, we're hearing a lot of commonality. We can't find the talent we need. We need more qualified instructors. We need to get parents and students excited about these industries. How can we get Floridians trained in the skills we need? So why are we more focused on looking for solutions locally? We have the opportunity today to work together as the Atlantic Alliance on this east coast of this great state of Florida. As a 6-county region, we will have greater leverage resources, additional brain power, and ensure our solutions will have a larger impact. Think about it. So as you participate today, we ask that you put on the lens of regionalism. The second reason why this is different is that this will not be a meeting that you will attend and walk away and say, that was interesting. I got some tidbits and that I could use, and then go about your business. So please stay tuned and stay engaged, as we will have industry councils that you will have an opportunity to sign up and participate in. Now I'd like to turn it over to Larry Fairman of Fairman Consulting, who has been helping us in this endeavor. He will share a little bit about the Alliance and today's agenda. Larry?
Thanks, Marci. Yeah, I got it. Thank you, Marci, very much. to my team, if you can get those slides up, that'd be great. Do we have another polling question, AZ? But it's okay. Get to that when you can, because nobody needs to see my face. I'm Larry Fairman. I've worked in the workforce board business since they started them in '97, and that mostly just makes me old. But I like this work, and there's good folks involved in it. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about how the project team came together, and look at first slide. But what we've built is that 6 counties, 3 regions. The co-chairs of the Florida Atlantic Workforce Alliance are, and I'm imagining most of you know some of these people, if not all of them, and that's Marci, and that's Robin, and that's Brian, and they're rock star good. Okay. So the project team, and you've met some of them already. Stephanie just spoke to you. Ashley's behind the scenes. Rick is driving the slides. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're going to go backwards for a quick second. This is what Marci was talking about. So if everybody can take a quick look at this. So this is an excerpt from a press release in September of 22, in which the governor sent some money into this region to drive progress, right? So the REACH Act, big deal. If you don't know about that, read up on it, scribble a note to yourself to do some Google on the back end. And so the new kind of systemic approach to workforce development, it's got its piton in the wall right here on the Atlantic coast. Slide. Theme slide. Okay. Anyway, continuing on.
Larry, I apologize. I have the executive committee slide up. Are you not able to view that?
Hey, thank you, Rick. No, yes, but there's a second slide that's right behind it. There you go. Okay, so for those of you in this work, you know what WEO is. We all do, right? And the Florida Atlantic Workforce Alliance was funded as part of a bigger grant, but to do a real collaborative effort between all the partners, right? Workforce, education, business, other partners, training partners, nonprofits. And you see some quotes up there, and let's leave the slide for a second so that people can read it, Rick. Is the Brian and Marci and Robin are the ones driving this train, and they're awesome. But you know, this is from the launch in September, and here we are in May, actually, you know, putting boots on the ground. So Rick, yeah, if you can go back to my slides and put the leaders up. And if not, I'll just keep going. So there's a project team in place, inclusive of the folks, Rick, who you just heard from, and Stephanie and Ashley from each of and Clinton from each of the regions, and super talented, and they're going to help run whatever it is we're going to do, which is pioneer. one of my mentors used to say, the pioneers either conquered the West or they got shot in the back by an arrow. So we're gonna shoot for the other. So all right, here we go. So there's our team. Okay. Brian third from left, Robin second from right, Marci on the right, and those are our leaders, and they're going to guide this process, and we are grateful for them. Next slide. So I just mentioned all these names.
Larry,
So,
we're not seeing the same thing.
what now?
We're not seeing the same thing. The screen on the screen is the Florida Atlantic Workforce Alliance, the home screen. We're not seeing the project team.
I can see the project team.
Yeah, I
Operating
can't. I
committee?
see Florida Atlantic Workforce Alliance as well.
Yeah, I can see it, but I'm having to advance it myself.
This is the all-new Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattress.
I don't know where the slide bar came up from, but it did. And I can advance it. We're on slide 5 of 6.
There should be a button next to that that says sync to the presenters.
Right. Well, I'm not gonna. Yes. Rick and team on the back end figure that out if you can, please. So here's what you're going to hear from today. So I'm sure the folks that are in the field and those who are not, we're grateful you're here. Lightcast out of Moscow, Idaho, is literally the global leader in research analytics, especially in the workforce space. And Dr. Chris Laney and Ashley Peterson, and I'll talk about them in just a second, will present. And then we have Maya Esmond from Cyber Florida, Karen Huffman, Space Florida, and Jessica Lovett from the VMA. They're going to share some stuff with you, and it's going to be awesome. But I'm going to encourage you to stay with us throughout the morning. We will try to keep our time on schedule because we're going to establish some industry councils, and we're going to ask you guys to jump in and sign up to help us. So if you have to jump off, you can hit us on the side and we'll get to you. So Rick, I don't see any slides now at all. We're up to the industry council slide if you can get it. Okay.
Yeah, we're seeing a home screen.
Now you're seeing my pretty face, I guess. Everybody can take the rest of the day off.
There's some truth to that.
Not much.
No, just teasing.
So the industry councils we've talked about. So gang,
Hey,
as we go through our technical
so
opportunities here.
I set up Benny's iPad. It took me hours last thing this morning, but I fully set up.
You need to mute.
Yes, we need a mute button somewhere. Short version, long story. The industry councils, gang. Scribble your notes since you can't see the slide. Is it's aerospace and aviation. That's 1. Advanced manufacturing is 2. And IT and cybersecurity is 3. And you'll hear later about what we're going to ask you to participate in, which is a little bit. There you go. There you go. There's a slide. Right. So the funding is tied to those 3 verticals, and I think this team thinks those are the right ones. We can take offline and other feedback for more, but you'll be asked somewhere down the line after the data presentation to say, yes, I'd like to participate in it. And you'll learn about what participation means. Okay. So it's my pleasure, for real, to introduce my good friend, Chris Laney. I've known Chris for a long time. He was in Florida with us for a bit. He's an MBA, Doctor of Education. He's the Director of Government Affairs and Workforce Strategy for Lightcast, which is, in fact, as I just said, the global leader in labor market analytics. and they are. Dr. Laney and his associate Ashley Peterson will take you through the recently completed regional labor market assessment and sector analysis research that this alliance's work will advance and it will be based on. That's baseline data that's really solid. And there will be time for Q&A after the presentation. So I'm turning this over to you, Chris. Rock on, Doctor.
Thanks, Larry. Appreciate it. And good morning to everyone.